Americans spend $33 billion a year on diet programs, products, and gimmicks, yet we weigh more than ever. Why are we getting bigger when we're spending so much and trying so hard to get skinny? My next guest says it could be just a small diet mistake that's keeping you from losing those extra pounds. She's Family Circle health editor Meg Ragland, and she's here to tell us what's setting us back and how we can get back on track, right,
Exactly.
Meg? So you have 7 diet downfalls that are pretty common, but people may not be aware of, but you also have some ways that we can undo that damage. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
And the first one you say is don't follow the diet that worked for your friend.
I think so many of us fall for this. We see a friend or a relative and you're like, wow, you look great. You've lost 5, 10, 20 pounds. How did you do it? And they tell us about their plan and we think, well, if it worked for them, it must work for me. But that's not necessarily the case. We're all different and different diet plans will work for different people. But the good news is a recent study from the New England Journal of Medicine found that most diets actually do have some validity to them.
Huh.
So really what you need to do is find a diet that you like, that you'll be willing to stick with.
So if you stick to it, you'll see results.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. So let's say you're a carb lover, then maybe try a Mediterranean diet, which is high in healthy carbs, which is a good idea. Or if you're a meat lover, then perhaps a diet like an Atkins, a high protein diet might work for you. Or for most women, it does seem to be a low-fat diet, such as the Weight Watchers and the Ginny Craigs seem to work for most women.
I know some guys say they're a quantity over quality kind of eater, and there are some diets that have like really low calorie foods, but just tons of them that you can fill up on.
Right.
All right, sounds
water
good.
Content foods.
And I guess that brings us to mistake number 2, which is that people eat a small breakfast.
We're all guilty of this, I think. I definitely am. You grab the cup of coffee, maybe a banana, and run out the door. But the unfortunate thing is then you're probably going to overdo it. Come 10 o'clock, you run to the vending machine because you're hungry. So a new study has found that if you eat up to 500 calories, which is pretty substantial breakfast, you're going to feel fuller longer and actually eat fewer calories over the course of the day.
So set yourself up to succeed, not to fail, right?
Right, and you can eat as much as a bagel with some trans fat-free margarine, along with an egg and some juice.
Bagels
and that's
are
about
okay,
fun.
really?
A small, not our New York bagels that are like
the
this
little
big,
ones.
but more, right.
All right, and then you're clueless about calorie counting. I love this pitfall because I feel like this is a guy one. You know, guys never seem to know calories.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think many of us too, we think, oh, I know I eat a healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but we don't think about all those other added calories over the course of the day, whether it's a soda you grab in the afternoon, or when you get home and you slice off a little bit of cheese as you're making dinner. All of those calories add up.
Or those coffee drinks people get in the middle of the day. All of this.
Right. They all add up. So one way to help curb this problem is to keep a food diary and just writing down everything you eat, or even just thinking back, what did I eat in my last meal, can help you to eat less.
Makes it a lot harder for those empty calories to sneak in there if you're keeping great track. All right, and then you also say that a lot of people make the mistake of loading up on superfoods.
Right, like you think this would be a good thing, right? You eat all the superfoods, all of the things that are healthy and good for us. Unfortunately, everything you have to think about portion size. So even if you're eating nuts or you're eating avocado, right, they're good for you, they're healthy fats, but you still have to keep them to reasonable amounts. So if you're putting some nuts on your salad, just a small handful.
Right.
Olive oil on your salad dressing or on your salad, just keep that to about 2 tablespoons at most.
Healthy fats are still fat, so you still have to take that into account. All right, and you also say that some people are canceling out the benefits of their workouts. How are they doing that?
Well, let's say you go for a run in the morning or you do an exercise video and you feel, wow, I did a great job. I can have a special treat. Unfortunately, we overestimate how many calories we burn and we underestimate how many calories we eat. So after you exercise, yes, you can have something to eat afterwards, and you actually should to replenish your system, but keep it again reasonable size. So probably a protein and mixed with a carb is the best thing to refuel. So maybe that's a cup of yogurt with some fruit or some whole grain crackers with a little hummus.
And also, I skipped this one, but I guess what a lot of people do is they skip meals, and that's also bad, right?
Right, and that goes back to the same thing with having the small breakfast. You need to eat on a regular basis, and experts have found you should really eat about every 4 hours. If you go longer than that, you're probably going to overdo it and eat too many calories and not choose such healthy foods. So try to eat a little snack, keep things on hand in your glove compartment, some healthy snacks. They now have those 100-calorie snack packs, all different sorts of foods. Keep those on hand, and every 4 hours have at least something to eat.
If you get too hungry, hungry, you can trigger a binge, right?
Right, and you'll eat too much and probably of not healthy items.
All right, and finally, you say that a lot of people make the mistake of watching what they eat only Monday through Friday, and then they let loose on the weekend. I was so disappointed to hear that. I thought you were allowed to have a little fun on the weekend if you're good during the week.
Well, I think, yes, during the week, we stick to our schedules. We might have the same breakfast, same healthy lunch, but then on the weekends, studies have found that we eat more fat on Saturdays than any day of the week, but both Saturday and Sunday we overdo it on calories. Okay. So all it does is take a little bit of advanced planning. So think about what your weekend's going to be. If you know you're going out with friends on Saturday night, then maybe at that breakfast, skip your donuts. We're not saying skip a meal altogether, just cut back, or at lunchtime, don't have those French fries.
Right.
So you know you're going to indulge a little bit
and maybe
in the
go
evening.
for an afternoon jog on Saturday or
That's great.
Sunday.
Burn up a little calories. You should go both days.
Right, both days, even better. All right, Meg, thank you so much for those great tips. Now
Thanks
you can all stick to your diet. You have no excuse. And you can find out more diet downfalls in the August issue of Family Circle magazine. And of course, please visit the health page at abcnews.com.